Welcome back to the Heart Coaching. Thank you for joining me. Today we're going to be talking about how the Bible is full of connection. Let's find out. The two most important connections are with others and with God. With God and with others. Those are all that really matters. Jesus had 12 people that followed him everywhere that he went. Everywhere that he went, he had 12 people following him. He had a group of hundreds of people following him. He had 12 that he was intentionally, emotionally investing into. And he had 3 of the 12 that he was really, really intentionally, emotionally investing into. He made connections so pivotal, so important in his life that he really intentionally, emotionally invested into these 12. He had meals with them. He talked with them. He prayed with them. He spent years of his life reaching to these people, intentionally ministering to them, intentionally walking with them, teaching them. I mean, Jesus taught them to pray. He taught them to cast out demons. He taught them to do things. But in one of the versions, Jesus talks about how, I no longer call you my servants, but I call you my friends. He's literally telling them at that moment that there is connection, that they've built connection with him. Jesus literally calls them his friends and builds connection with it. And so let's look and dive into how Jesus intentionally, emotionally invested into his disciples. Well, first off, Jesus shared everything with the 12, but especially with the 3 inner people. Jesus shared everything. He shared his deepest hurts. He shared his deepest fears. Jesus intentionally let them into his life to see every part of it. Yes, Jesus taught him how to pray. Yes, Jesus taught him how to do it. But Jesus did it by being there with them. Jesus taught them by being there with them and then sent them out to learn. Jesus intentionally did this to really build deep, lasting connection. And then those 12 reached out into the outer world. Jesus came up and he emotionally had them pray with him. One of the best things you can do to connect with people is to actually pray with them. When you can actually pray with them, you're bringing that emotional piece into it. Right before Jesus' death, Jesus actually asked his disciples to pray for him and pray with him. Jesus asked them to be emotionally invested into it. He asked them to emotionally be into it. Jesus took the time to, on the Mount of Transfiguration, Jesus took the time to bring the 3 disciples that he was really intentionally super close with up to see an experience that only 3 people got to see. Only 3 people got to see the Mount of Transfiguration. He intentionally, emotionally invested into their lives. And that aspect of the intentional, emotional investment Jesus did into their lives lasted for centuries later. We still read about these connections made in the Bible. The disciples had such a love and care and value from Jesus because he intentionally, emotionally invested into their life that they brought that good news of Jesus, that Jesus came back to reconnect us with God, and that Jesus was the one that redeemed us back to God, that this message is now spread worldwide, that Jesus brought us back into connection with God. And I think we often look at it as oh yeah, yeah, Jesus saved my sins and Jesus, I'm going to live eternally with Jesus. But part of those things, healing the sin, is the emotional piece. Living with him eternally is the intentionality and then the investment piece. Everything that Jesus did was to bring back connection between us and God, and to a point where we can be back with Jesus, with God, forever because of that connection. If you truly believe that Jesus redeemed you back for connection, you are gonna be in connection with God forever. And I think that is so important to realize, that you are gonna be in connection with God forever because of what Jesus did on the cross and because of how Jesus did connection. And so today's big takeaway is I want you to really look through your scriptures and look and see how Jesus intentionally, emotionally invested into the disciples and how he intentionally, emotionally invests into you. Thanks. And this is Bryce here at The Hard Coaching. And just remember, when we connect, life gets better. Drop a like, comment, and we'll see you next time. Peace.